Welcome to the I Just Feel Like podcast, where we drop new audio every Tuesday morning and new videos every Tuesday evening.
You can subscribe to our YouTube channel by typing in the search, I Just Feel Like Podcast.
If you like this episode at the end, please give us a 5-star rating and leave a review of your favorite part of the podcast. I'm Ramona.
And I'm Mary.
And welcome to the I Just Feel Like podcast.
Cheers, sis.
Hey. Different.
Oh!
It was all different.
Don't kill me.
Today we are going to be talking about self-care and self-love practices, and me and Mary are just going to be going through ways to explore self-care and self-love, how to develop it, how to nourish it within yourself, how to explore it with other people, and different steps and routines.
The most important thing, I think, personally, self-love and self-care for sure. But just to give you guys a little definition of them both, because honestly, I feel like they kind of go hand in hand and they kind of mean the same thing.
Definitely.
But let's just see. So self-care is the practice of taking action to preserve or improve one's own health. And self-love is regard for one's own well-being and happiness. So basically, I think self-care is like the action you put into self-love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. But they definitely go hand in hand. It's the same thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so even though those are basically definition based, I agree with that. Like, I think it's the action you take. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I see the same thing too.
Okay, yeah. But we do want to talk about the importance of self-care and self-love. Like I said, I do think self-care and self-love is the number one thing that you should be doing for yourself, because like Beyonce said, at the end of the day, it's me, myself, and I. But even though it is me, myself, and I, like self-care and self-love can also definitely improve your relationships with others as well and help others as well within your own journey. But it's more important, it's important to take care of yourself for sure. So self-care, we do believe it is about treating yourself with kindness, compassion, and respect. It involves accepting yourself for who you are, including all your flaws and imperfections. And I do believe a big portion of it is being able to forgive yourself as well.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Definitely. And it's also just important because you want to maintain a good mental and physical health and well-being. And in order to do that, you want to implement the practice of it. So that's why self-care and self-love is so essential. Self-care, on the other hand, involves taking specific actions to nurture and care for yourself. With Mary already explained that within the definition. But this could involve simple things like making sure that you get enough sleep at night, making sure that you're eating right, making sure that you're exercising regularly to, get the right amount of dopamine so you don't need it from like external substances.
Yeah.
Maybe like drugs, alcohol, whatever. You're fixing those neurological pathways yourself by implementing self-care and self-love.
That's a fact, honestly, because I think like those, like the drugs, whatever you need to, I feel like it is coping instead of like having self-care or self-love.
Yeah,
like,
it's definitely coping mechanisms.
Yeah, like you're not really like healing your inner self, you know? So I think it is important to kind of take a step back and realize the things that you are doing and see that if this is self-care or if this is you like just blocking something where you don't want to address, or like you're just hiding from yourself essentially,
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that, because I was actually listening to a meditation by Tamara Levitt this week, and it was called Face It. So by the end of the meditation, she said, whatever it is that you are feeling or going through, you need to face it and you need to feel it and become one with the emotion, so you know whether you need to get rid of it or confront it.
Yeah, exactly. Because people are scared, honestly, to face themselves, you know? But I think it's always going to come to you, so you might as well just face it head on now.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of keep running away from it until that shit will hit you like a ton of bricks, you know?
Yeah. And you can never implement self-care and self-love until you face yourself.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what parts of you need to be healed. Maybe you're having a terrible conversation with a person and you're feeling like a sort of disruption in your throat. Maybe it's like your throat chakra is fucked up.
Locked,
You've been arguing a lot.
Yeah.
You've been in uncomfortable situations where you feel like you can't express yourself. So these are different things that you can explore by just becoming more in tune with yourself. But definitely the first step to that is acknowledging who you are and what you're going through. So sometimes that can mean taking a week or 2 weeks off of any substances and going through a difficult time and just crying.
Yeah.
Really just facing whatever the hell you're going through.
Yeah, letting that shit go, honestly.
Yeah.
But I think that's where people have trouble. Like, I think people don't even want to get to know themselves. It's just easier for them to like live through life without knowing themselves and like what they are and what they need. But I just feel like when you come out of it, like it's a better experience, you know? And
I wouldn't say that people don't want to know themselves. I think they're scared to know
they're
themselves.
scared for sure.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to navigate through life without knowing and like just being on autopilot for sure. But you're right. Like it is important to, I think that's the main like self-love practice is knowing and understanding yourself and knowing exactly what you need from other people or what you need like externally. But I feel like you have to do the internal work first to know that like that external shit will manifest in this, you know, the physical life.
Exactly. You first need to know what you need for yourself before you know how to tell another person that you need this as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because then it's just like you're having a conversation of nothing, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I do think self-care is like, it's a skill that you need to like have, you know? Like,
yeah, you have to practice it.
You have to practice it. It's something that you have to do every day to like preserve the self-love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah. But do we want to get into how we practice our self-care?
Yeah, girl. So what are some things that you do to practice some self-care and self-love? What are your rituals?
Don't kill me. Well, I have a routine.
Yeah.
Like when I wake up in the morning. So first thing when I wake up is I pray, and then like I'll express gratitude for everything. And then, you know, I'll do my ting, I'll go wash my face, brush my teeth, whatever, shower. And then I'll come back and then I'll meditate.
Okay.
And then
you meditate every day?
Every day.
Wow,
no
that's
matter
amazing.
if it's 2 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, like every day I have to
Yes,
get something
Lord.
in, you know? So then I'll come and then I'll meditate. And then after I meditate, you know, open my eyes, do my little stretches, get ready for the day. And then I go walk my little dog, Prince.
My nigga.
Yeah. So then I go walk him, come back, and then I'll work out.
Okay.
When whatever that is, you know, I told you like recently I realized the gym is not for me. So I'll either do like an at-home workout or like I'll jump rope. And I do want to start swimming, so I'm going to start that next week.
Okay. Phelps?
Kill me.
Or Phelps, whatever. I said Phelps.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna be in that bitch. But I think like me just having my morning routine is definitely like me practicing my self-care for myself because it's something that I need to like continue my day, you know, and just make sure that I'm good and kind of just ground and center myself. But for self-love, I would definitely say, here we go, guys. You know, I've been saying this since episode 1. Affirmations. Yeah, like I feel like affirmations are so important. So I always look in the mirror and like I have my book of affirmations that I'll say to myself. And yeah, that's about it, honestly.
Okay. Those are good ones. For me, how I practice my self-care, if we're starting like morning routine and because you know you kind of already set the tone, so I like that. When I get up in the morning, I'll immediately pray as soon as I open my eyes too. And I've implemented where I've started plans on the Bible app. So I'll either try to read a plan from the Bible app, but if I don't read the plan, I'll just try to say something quick because I'm a perfectionist. So sometimes I feel like if I don't pray properly, I haven't really set the tone for the day. So I've removed that mindset. So now as soon as I just open my eyes, just say, thank you, God, for my life. Thank you, God, for my family, my friends. And then I set the intention for the day, but I pray and I manifest it. And I know I'm doing it with God.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, so that's how I'll set the tone. I'll drink a tea in the morning, specifically lemon balm. Lemon balm can relieve anxiety, tension, nerve pain, lowers blood pressure, lowers glucose levels. So just something for y'all to consider if you really just want to like really just relieve the tension on your nervous system and enter the day like that. Tea is always a great way to start. So I do that, sometimes turmeric too, to remove inflammation. And then I'll go to the gym. I'll come back and then I'll start my day. And then how I wind down really is just sometimes I like after washing my face, I'll read for 30 minutes to an hour because that'll really help me just sync and in tune my thoughts with my mind. Because some of us have a tendency to speak faster than our actual thoughts. So that can like lead to stuttering, stumbling over our words. But it can also just help to sync your thoughts with your mind, so you actually know what's going on and you can speak the things that you want to speak as opposed to just going off on a tangent, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Like I guess it's like a sense of you centering yourself, really,
exactly.
like getting back to your true essence, your true self, for sure. Reading is a big one, honestly.
It's huge. It's huge and it's so underrated. And I also journal too, but like how I used to journal was dumb. Well, not dumb. I was practicing, but how I used to journal was be like, dear diary, like all of this shit happened in my day, and I was just like explaining my day.
Give it Moesha.
But it wasn't really of benefit to me because like that's really like what you do in your adolescent years, but it's not really as beneficial when you're older, at least in my instance. So now what I do is I take the things that I could have done better and I write them down and I tell myself what I want to do better for next time. So I get my future self prepared to always know how to respond in instances that are not in alignment with how I want the intention of the day to happen.
I feel like that's an amazing way, honestly, to journal, because it is just you like trying to figure out how to grow from situations and stuff, you know? Okay, I love that, fam. I love that.
Girl.
Yeah, that's it's important, honestly.
Yeah.
Journaling for sure. You guys know we've been saying you have to journal still.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Big facts. Don't play with it.
At all. But I think also like a big one should be like definitely getting away from social media as well.
Oh yeah.
Or just getting away from your phone and just really like figure your shit out and like what you like to do without, like, if you didn't have the internet, if you didn't have a phone, nothing, like what would make you happy, you know? I feel like essentially self-love is like being happy within yourself, like not having anything, no outside factors to make you happy, like you're just happy like with nothing, you know, just you.
That's a good one, because a lot of people, they feel like they need the overstimulation of constantly needing to be around people, hearing something, seeing something. So I feel like with that, you can implement that into your morning routine. Sorry, I'm a little bit sick, just in case you hear a lot of stuffiness.
It's all good.
But yeah, so start your morning with just not being on your phone for like an hour to 2 hours if you can.
Yeah, exactly. And I think also as well as like before bed.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, like even if you want to take up the reading before bed, or like sometimes I'll listen to like frequencies before bed, get my mind right. But like definitely that phone is like, put that shit away. Like our parents were right, yo. Like put that fucking phone down. It's
Put it
because
down,
of that damn phone. It's because of that damn phone. But yeah, honestly, I think just being with yourself. But it's hard for people because, like we said, people run away from themselves and they don't
Start off slowly.
Yeah.
Start off first with just 2 minutes. So from Monday through Friday for the first week, just for the first 2 minutes, don't touch your phone.
Yeah.
Because after that, you'll go on, you'll be like, oh shit, I didn't touch my phone for 2 minutes. I can maybe push it to 10. And it'll gradually start happening. But start from somewhere, anywhere. 1% is a great buildup of habit building throughout the year. Just make sure you account for 1% of every day that you're growing in some sort of area.
Okay, period.
Yeah, girl.
No, and I feel like you're right, honestly, because I feel like the more you do it, the more you'll see like, oh, I like this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even like being on my phone. I don't really like being on socials. Like, I like not having it on me,
Exactly.
you know? Yeah, I guess it is that. It's that habit building,
Yeah.
you know? So you guys just start somewhere, honestly. Just start from 0.0, but eventually you'll get to 0.10, 0.20. You'll just go higher and higher, you know?
Period.
Yeah, you gotta start from somewhere.
Another big one I wanted to bring up too, it doesn't really have to do with like self-care, self-love, but most likely Mary and I will get more into it because we want to maybe dedicate an episode to habits and how to develop healthy habits. But I do want to get a little teensy-weensy into science. We may talk about this from time to time, but I was watching this documentary on Netflix, girl, and it's called like how to develop the mind or something like that. I don't know if I'm butchering this, but we will make sure it's in the description on YouTube, guys, if you want to watch it. But it was saying that like every single thing that you do in your brain, you're basically on autopilot, right? So whenever you do something different, you're changing your neuroplasticity.
Yeah.
So it's like almost like when you're exercising or doing something tediously for really long, your brain kind of goes into like a little frenzy because it understands that this is not something that you typically do. So when you change your neuroplasticity, your body, your mind, your genetics literally will start to change because it can acknowledge the fact that you're doing something in favor of it, and it will start to be in benefit of you. So take the hard, crucial steps from this podcast that we're telling you before we really get into it, y'all.
Facts.
So you can really begin to change your neuroplasticity. So your body, your mind, your environment, everything will begin to work for you as opposed to you having to defend yourself from it, you know?
Yeah. And Dr. Joe Dispenza says that all the time, like in Becoming Supernatural. But I feel like also like, I feel like you can tie manifestation into science as well, because I feel like that's exactly what manifestation is. Like you're doing, or you're thinking something every day where eventually that shit will become your reality.
Exactly.
You know? So it's just it's really just a practice, and like it's a habit that you have to have where it's like, this is something every day where eventually it's in your life, you know, like this is the life that I'm living for real. Sometimes you don't even realize it, where you're just like, well, shit, this is a manifestation, you know?
Yeah.
But
this is a manifestation right here, guys.
Right
we talk about it all the time,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
this is a long time coming.
Yeah, but Yeah, exactly. It's just a habit that you have to get into every day, and eventually that shit will come to you. Yeah. But I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's hard for people to hear that. Like, people don't want to hear that, bro.
That what? It's a manifestation?
It's a habit. I feel like it's hard for people to develop a habit of something that they haven't been doing previously, especially if it's something that they haven't, like, experienced.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Old habits die hard, but that's why you need to place the importance of self-care and self-love, because at the end, you're the most important factor of all of this.
Yeah.
And you'll understand why it's important the more you develop that self-care and self-love.
Yeah, no, exactly. But I feel like you just have to give yourself patience, y'all. You know, just be patient with it, because it's not going to happen overnight. It's something that's going to happen eventually, where you have to have that faith and know that this is my life. This is coming for me. I know it's going to happen. I just have to keep doing the work and keep at it, you know, but it's coming. It's already on its way.
100%.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, thanks, fam. Because I, like, you know, like we talked about before, like, I feel like, you know, whatever you think about, whatever you dream, like, that's already happened for you. So you really just have to do the work, and you're going to get there, you know? Guys, we're trying to give you the keys to life. Trying to give them the keys to life, sis.
100%.
But yeah, we just want everybody to, you know, grow themselves and have that self-development, that self-care and self-love journey. Because I do think as well, like, if people are on their self-love journey, I think it can also, like, help the next generation as well.
Yeah.
Because if, like, say for example, we have kids and we're already, like, we love ourselves down, you know, we're gonna pour that into our children, and that's all of our children will know. So they're gonna pour that into people that they grow up with, or the environment that they're in, or whenever they had children, you know, it's gonna be a generational, like, good cycle instead of the generational curses that has been happening, you know what I mean? So I feel like you have to be the one to do the work as well, where it can help, like, it can help humanity in a sense.
Yeah. That's 10,000%, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes I be admiring my friend when she talk about this shit, because this journey has not been easy for the both of us. Y'all, for us to get to this journey of self-care and self-love, we went through it, okay? We went through insecurities, we went through weight fluctuation, we went through heartbreak, we went through wanting to give up and come back up, a lot of shit to get to this point.
Yeah, facts. And even, like, not knowing ourselves, even, like, trying to act as somebody else, not having our true essence. But honestly, I feel like even though we're still going through our journey, like, I feel like we're at the peak, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like it's important to kind of have, like, somebody with you that's kind of on the same journey, so you guys can keep each other in check.
And we'll get into that too, guys.
Yeah. Like, you know, so even when Ramona's going through it, I'll be the one to, like, hold her down. And when I'm going through it, she'll be the one to hold me down. You know, we give each other that, like, that motivation and that speech of, like, you know, we're gonna make it, girl. Like, this is not, it's just a season in our life. It's just something we have to overcome. But even though we're going through these things, it's gonna be for our experiences, and we're gonna learn something out of it, you know? So you just gotta 100%. Hold it down and stick through it.
Y'all just push through. We believe in y'all.
We believe in you still. It's not easy, but it's worth it for sure.
Yeah.
So we did want to bring up how setting boundaries is an act of self-love and self-care, y'all. And I feel like people just throw out the word boundaries. You need to have boundaries, but you really need to have boundaries. Like, you really need to know what your boundaries are, and you really need to stick with the boundaries, you know? So I feel like one big thing is your values. Like, you really need to know what your values are, what you need as a person, who you are as a person, what gives you life. And I even feel like with the people around you, you know, you guys kind of have to have a similar sense of values, because one thing may look different to me and may look different to another person. But if us, like, we have a same sense of, like, this is what it is, then we'll stick with that. You know what I mean?
That's absolutely right. So just expand on that. I feel like that means that when you're picking your association, y'all, it even says it in the Bible, you need to be selective of the people you associate with. If you chill around hot-tempered people, eventually you're going to become hot-tempered. If you chill around abusive people, eventually you're going to have those thoughts to want to abuse another person. Chill with people who have similar values, and if they don't yet have similar values, or you don't have those values, chill with people where you want to basically have the values that they have.
Yeah. Because, damn, yo, shit, you just said something right there. Because you know what? Like, it all goes back to the same thing, where it's like a sense of, like, law of attraction and manifestation. Because if you are around people that are, like, negative or whatever, like, you know, you're gonna become that, even if whether you like it or not, you know.
It will become you.
Yeah, it will become you. So you have to put yourself around people of, like, the frequency or the vibration that you are on, so you guys can either stay there or continue to grow and grow higher, you know what I mean? But I feel like, damn, I don't know, should we bring it up?
What? Bring it up.
The how, like, we should kind of have compassion and like empathy for others, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because maybe one person will be going, because everybody has their own journey, right? Like I'm on my own journey, you're on your own journey, the next person's on their own journey. So maybe that next person is on a lower like frequency or vibration than us, and they're in like one of our friends or family members or whatever, you know? How can we like see their progress and know that like, even though I'm higher, like I still want to be here with you because I see that in you and I want you to become higher as well. Like, do you feel like that will affect our frequency and vibration as well?
It depends. Like, it's so good that we already brought up boundaries. Still support, have empathy, have compassion for the friends and the family members who may be vibrating at a lower frequency than you, but understand when their frequency is getting too much to the point where like it's starting to touch you. So for instance, if you know your social battery can only run for 30 minutes, maybe you might be able to overextend that to a person who has the same type of energy and frequency as you, as opposed to giving an over amount of time to a person who kind of like is like an energy vampire. They're not doing it intentionally, but it's just like their frequencies are vibrating at that level because they're not at that level of self-care and self-love just yet. So help them, support them, do it as much as you can, but make sure you set the tone and make sure you set boundaries. Make sure it's clear, make sure it's concise, but you first have to be the person to acknowledge what your boundaries are before you can tell another person what they are. Chill with your friends and be like, it's an hour now. I'm kind of boss. Like, I'm kind of feeling like, you're taking something from me. And sometimes in order for you to reinforce these thoughts, to make it something that's well known, you need to write it down. Imprint it back in your brain so you know, I chilled with this person for an hour. I loved it for the first 20. After that, it was too much for me. It started to become like time consuming, energy draining. So for next time.
And I think it's important to communicate those needs and boundaries with that person, because maybe they're going to look at it like, damn, what the fuck? Like, why'd she leave, But it's like, it's no shade, it's no hate. Like, it's just what I need, And people believe like there's that negative connotation with selfishness, but I'm a firm believer of like, you need to be, well, I don't know, because it's the word cheese is, but you need to be selfish. Like, you always have to put yourself first, because I guarantee that person's putting themselves first. That's why they're having that reaction of like, like, why are you cutting,
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. They want you at an extended period of time because they want you there. They want, remember.
It's for them.
Exactly.
But it's like, for me, it's like, I know I'm going to feel better. I know I'm going to be happier if I cut right now. So, like, I feel like that person or the person that you're with has to understand that, and they have to respect that boundary, And I feel like if they don't respect that boundary, then maybe like y'all are just not in alignment. Like maybe that friendship is not in alignment. Like maybe they just don't understand, or maybe they don't have the same values as you.
And that's when it's time to go. Y'all can be redirected to navigating friendships in adulthood.
Exactly.
But real shit though, like if you have a long-term friendship with a person, or short-term friendship with the person, and you realize that like they're kind of like violating your boundaries in a sense, and you've communicated that means that your values are not in sync. That means that you're not in alignment with this person. So no matter how hard you try, whatever you try to say to them, it's not ever gonna click, because their perception of the things you're saying is a violation to them. So you need to think about yourself all the time, because if you force a friendship with the person out of compassion, you're only depleting yourself. You're only reconfiguring more negative experiences for yourself when you can go and venture out and find better experiences with like-minded people.
Damn, fam, that was a word.
Just saying.
Yeah. But it's so true, honestly. And it's I feel like if that person is for you, they will respect your boundary.
There you go.
Especially if you are being honest and open about it.
Yeah.
And I feel like if they do have that same likelihood, that same like-minded shit, like, they will know, like, yeah, girl, you got it still.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, it's that thing that happened where, like, we were with one of our friends, and then you were like, nah, I'm not going, like, because, I need to be with myself.
Yeah.
And then she was like, oh, no, like, girl, what? Like, you already had a plan. You were supposed to go. But me, I'm like, yeah, girl, just be by yourself. Like, if that's what you need, that's what you need, Like, I respect it, because, like, people need that time for themselves, you know what I mean? And I don't even want you to be in an environment where you don't want to be, because I know your energy is not even going to be at the highest.
Exactly.
It's probably going to be even lower. So it's like, whatever you need to do, please do it. Like, I'm not going to feel no type of way. Like, I want you to live your life for you. Like, you don't live your life for me.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah, we're experiencing each other's life, but it's like, at the end of the day, it's you.
It's your life.
Yeah. Even though we're one, at the end of the day, it's you. Like, you have to have your own experiences.
It's very true.
Yeah. But, yeah.
So guys, we want to read you some steps though on like how you can take healthy boundaries. We'll just read them to you guys quickly before we wrap up the episode, and maybe these will be of use to y'all.
Facts. So we do want to say the first one is listening. Child, some of y'all don't be listening.
Y'all don't listen.
It be going through one ear and through the next, but really be an active listener in the person's life, and you can see what they need, and maybe that's you respecting them and respecting their boundaries. You know what I mean?
And listen without judgment. Do not interrupt. I know we have a tendency to want to really get our thoughts out clearly to our friends because, you know, we just want to impede really quickly. But sometimes a person just needs to know that a person is hearing them fully and thoroughly, especially if it's a serious conversation. Try to really, like, a lot of y'all really don't listen.
They don't. And sometimes, like, not every day somebody needs advice. Like,
exactly.
Sometimes it's just somebody wants to vent and they need that listening ear. So if you're available and you're emotionally available to handle that, like, just be that person for them, you know? Listen, y'all.
The next one, y'all, that we want to tell you guys is to validate. So show empathy and validation for other people's experiences, which is what Mary mentioned with the like-mindedness of your thoughts and your values, right? So make sure that you can validate other people's experiences, whether they're not in alignment with yours. That's a way to show respect to your friend, because you don't necessarily proceed about life in that way, but you're validating another person because that's their experience. So you're showing respect to them. So just let them know that their feelings are important and they're not alone. Like, you're going to help them through their struggles. It may not necessarily be something that you would take, like, in accountability to, like, their own actions, but you're still there to support them because that's their own experience.
Yeah, exactly. And another one, y'all, is encouraging self practices for your friend. Or whoever, your family member, because maybe some people don't even have that understanding of what self-care is, you know? So maybe you need to be that person in their life where it's just like, girl, maybe implement this into your life. Maybe implement meditating, you know, for a little day. Maybe implement listening to frequencies. Maybe implement, you know, putting down that Wendy's and, you know, handling a salad. Or maybe implement, like, drinking more water. Like, something to encourage them, and maybe just tell them, let's do this together, you know?
Exactly.
Like, I'm here for you. Let's go on this journey together. Even though you may not know, come with me. Like, let me show you the way, you know? So definitely, people need that person in their life.
Yeah. Be that person if you can be that person.
Yeah, exactly. If you can be. That's important. For sure.
We're not going to get into all of these, y'all, but we already kind of spoke about compassion. Be a good role model is a huge one, you know? Practice self-care and self-love to yourself and model these behaviors for others. This can help inspire and encourage other people to take the same approach. A person might see you at a really low point, and then all of a sudden you're at your highest frequency again. They may not be able to do that themselves. So express these things maybe through social media. Show yourself eating healthy. Show yourself at the gym. Show yourself having good vibes and good energy with your friends, you know? Express these things so other people are not necessarily intimidated, but it's sending a signal to their brain that, hey, this is what I want as well.
Yeah, like show them, like, it's available, you
Yes,
know? Like,
exactly.
this can be for you as well. Like, people need that, honestly, because visualization is a huge thing, honestly.
Key component.
Key. But the last one I guess we want to discuss is celebrating their progress. Whew, that's a big one. That's a big one, because I feel like as that person, you need to know that that person is on their own shit. They're going to understand different things at their own time. You need to know that it's their own experience. And if you're able to be there for them, just let them know, like, yeah, girl, like, I see that. Like, I see you come into to this side. I see you, like, elevating higher. Like, I see you, you know, keep going. Like, keep going. It's only going to get better. People need that positive enforcement and knowing that, like, yeah, you know, I'm doing it. Because also I feel like self-sabotage is a huge thing. Where people, even though somebody is progressing, they're probably looking at themselves like, damn, what the fuck have I done? Like, 6 months is the same damn thing. I'm in the same damn area. I'm doing the same damn things. But it's like, no, like, I see this in you. Like, let me breathe that into you. You know what I mean? So I think celebrating their progress, even if it's a tad little small thing, like, that tad little small thing can be a huge thing, you know? But people put themselves down way too much, where it's just like they expect way more, but what you did right there is enough.
Exactly. Sometimes maybe you have a person who's never been to the gym, but they want to start going to the gym. But they've only gone 3 times in a month. 3 times in a month is still better than going no time in the month. That's still progress.
Yeah, exactly. You did something that you never done before.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it's that self-sabotage, as I'm telling you.
No, celebrate all the small wins. Everything does not need to look perfect, because maybe you're looking at a person and comparing yourself and you're like, oh my God, this person got here so quick. So this, if it's not your time, it's not your time. And by the time you get through the next 3 years, you may be even surpassing that person.
Yeah.
You have no idea. Y'all be patient and kind to yourself. Show compassion to yourself. Everything does not need to look pitch perfect on this day to day. Okay?
Yo, what you said about comparison though is huge. Like they say this thing like comparison is the thief of like joy and happiness, you know, because everybody's going through their own thing. Stop comparing, y'all, please. Like that is the number one worst thing I think you can do. Like literally have your horse blinders on and just focus on you. Like this is your own life. Who cares what the next man is doing? It has nothing to do with you. Do your own thing. And that's why we say it's important to like get to know yourself for real, you know, like really get in tune with yourself and understand who you are and what your values are and what you need, and just know who you are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So guys, we're gonna wrap up this episode for today. So please comment below one thing that you do to practice self-care and self-love. So that can obviously help another person. You're reinforcing that, you know, you're breathing that into another life. So if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to give us a 5-star review on the platform that you're listening to this on.
Facts. And you guys can listen to season 2, episode 2 on every podcast platform every morning. And you can watch episode 2 on YouTube every evening at 7 p.m.
Yes. Y'all be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see exclusive content every week. We will be giving out a $100 gift card at 100 subs, so y'all don't want to miss out. The details will be on our Instagram when we hit the goal.
And make sure you guys follow us on Instagram and TikTok under the @IJustFeelLikePodcast with 2 E's in the word like. I'm Mary.
And I'm Ramona. And thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week, Tuesday on I Just Feel Like Podcast.
Bye, y'all.